Okay, we are live, and yes, I feel as awful as I look, and I still can't find the damn filter to kind of, protect you guys from this. So, I kept pushing the day, saying, okay, I'll do it tomorrow instead. I'll do the live stream tomorrow instead. So I really needed to just bite the bullet and do it. Just came off the tail end of New Jersey Con, and that was a lot of fun. But I have now got the con plague or con flu or whatever you want to call it. I feel like I've been hit by a truck that's decided to back up and make sure it did the job, then back up and do the job a little too well. So if you're tuning in, I want to apologize profusely for my appearance. If it's scaring anybody, if you just want to do audio and just like walk around your room and just listen in, I get it. Just a quick few shout outs I have from New Jersey Con. It was amazing. I finally got to meet Quinn. I got to meet Danielle Lucas. I got to meet Jamie. And there was, of course, Amanda Elise, which was very exciting. All of it, meeting everybody was exciting. And I want to put a very special shout out to a guy whose name happens to be Dean for real. His name was Dean, and his daughter was attending the con. She had purchased an Always Keep Fighting bracelet from me and brought it home. And the next day I got a phone call from her father, who was so moved by the message on the bracelet that he went and ordered 8 of them for a friend of his family and their family members, because they had a family member who is fighting cancer, and the message actually resonated really strongly with them. So I was very excited and honored to be a part of something like that. So thank you for supporting the cause. So we raised $100 over the weekend for Always Keep Fighting. So that was really something. And I'm just going to take a look over in the window. Hi, Jen and Carrie, and Rogue's here. And she's not wearing pants. That's okay. That's totally okay. Because maybe I'm not either. Who knows? You'll never know. I don't scare people that much, do I? So being kind of knocked on my ass at the moment, I can't do any work today. And if I feel like this tomorrow, I have to take tomorrow off too, because I'm feeling like shit on toast. So I've been watching the TNT rewatch in the mornings, and this morning All Hell Breaks Loose was on. And yeah, it raised, because usually when I always have TNT rewatch on, but I'm usually working while it's on, so it's kind of just like soft background noise for me that comforts me while I work. But today I was actually paying attention, and what wound up happening was that I noticed something like, oh wow, okay. So in All Hell Breaks Loose, Sam used an iron rod of some sort to dissipate a demon. And it got me thinking, well, if it were that easy, why the hell, so how did that change? So I put the question out there on my Facebook page, on my shop's Facebook page, and I have it open. And it reads, I need help understanding SPN logic on this. In seasons 1 and 2, they established demons are hurt by iron. They can't cross the iron tracks Samuel Colt laid out. Why are there no other yeah, this is me hopped up on cold medicine. Need to iron. Why don't they make any other references to iron and demons in future episodes? Like, why not have a dagger made of iron, or why not use iron bullets, And I'm sure I missed something somewhere, because I know me. And I'm sorry, Rogue, just to answer your question, if you select priority shipping, it can get there by next Wednesday, but only if you select priority shipping for an Always Keep Fighting bracelet. All right. Thank you. So, some of the answers that I got back, actually everybody that wrote back, was very helpful. So someone had posted they thought that the iron had to be blessed. The railroad tracks were connected to churches, and also I did forget the pretty major detail that the tracks also formed a devil's trap. That was a little important for me to know, and I forgot. And then someone had posted, well, isn't the demon knife made of iron? And it's not, from what I understand. What I do understand is that it had to be blessed by the Kurds, and I think that's what makes a knife fatal for demons. Let me see. Oh, okay. And Adina had pointed out that the last mention of iron was in season 4 when they talk about Bobby's panic room, the iron walls, and I totally forgot about that too. So just to show you where my brain goes. So I want to talk about that, and that just sparked the whole, well, what else, what other continuity issues are there out there in the world? So I was talking to my family about it. My husband pointed out, and this is up for debate, let's talk about the symbol that you draw in blood to make the angels disappear. Well, Anna did it, and she didn't disappear. Does anybody have any theories as to why she didn't go anywhere when she did that symbol? And they said, well, how did you know how to do that? Well, I just knew. Well, how did that happen? That's a question. Does anybody else out there have any questions that they had that, maybe you missed something, or maybe it really is a continuity error, or they just changed it up? Oh, okay. So Rogue, you're saying there's a huge one in the new trailer. Okay. So let's talk about that, because I've tried to stay spoiler free. So, and I'm totally fine with you bringing spoilers up here. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I typically don't go out and read them. If you bring them to me, that's different. That's fine. Cass has done it too and didn't disappear. Yes, that's also a valid point. I have a theory about it, and I don't know if it makes sense, but I think, okay, I assume the one doing it isn't affected. So that could be it. Or my other theory was, I think, and I could be wrong, that at the time that Anna did it, she didn't have her grace. And I'm wondering if that's why. And then when Cass had done it, I don't remember if he had his grace or not.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah?
Am I dirty?
You could take a shower later. I'm live here,
Can I take a shower now?
Go for it.
Because I feel so dirty.
Go ahead.
Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing with you. That's my Chicago con buddy, by the way. Yes, Raven will be coming to you. Get out of here, you. Okay, move back.
He saw my nose.
Yes, we saw right up there. Okay, go. Go take a shower. Close the door.
I am really embarrassed. Are you guys too?
Oh my God. He was on half calf. He blasted Zechariah. Oh, yeah, Raven's coming with me to Chicago, so that should be interesting. Okay, so he was on half calf. So that's when he didn't have his grace, though. He had someone else's. Am I getting that correct? I always get so confused with timelines, and I couldn't tell you which episode happened before another one, or I'd have to watch it 10 times. And there are some I've watched at least 10 or more times, but I can't say I've done the whole entire series 10 times. Or maybe I must have. Rogue is asking if Raven and I are flying to Chicago. Yes, we are. because I can't stay in a car for like 14 hours straight with just Raven to keep me awake, because it's not going to happen. She's going to be falling asleep. I'm going to be possibly falling asleep behind the wheel. If I do a long road trip like that, I have to have another grown-up in the car with me so that I can stay alert. So yeah, we're going to fly. And that means I have to work a little harder than I usually do because I got to make up her airfare too. Okay, so Rogue's saying, in the trailer, Rowena says, what is Dean Winchester unleashed on the world? And then, okay, and then Jen saying, wasn't Cass still full-fledged angel before the apocalypse? Yes. So that would take away my theory then, why that he didn't have his grace, and that's why he didn't disappear. Okay, well, see, that's why I love having these discussions, because I know I get shit wrong all the time. And yeah, this is me without cold medicine. I refrained from taking my shot of NyQuil before I went on the air, even though you'd never know it from the way I'm behaving tonight. Oh, I see. I have a message from Shannon. Let me just quick check that real fast. Make sure. Oh, Shannon's watching. Hi, Shannon. Okay, I gotta put it in the chat window. Okay, she's watching on her iPad, so it doesn't let her chat, unfortunately. I wish it did. I don't know why the phone apps and the tablet apps don't let you interact with me. It sucks. Okay, so Jen's saying, Rowena's saying that I think is her not willing to accept any responsibility for what she did. Yeah, Rowena's kind of like that, too. Do you think, well, you know, I'd love to talk about this, too. What direction do you see Rowena going in? Because I can totally see her pulling a Crowley, you know? Like, when did you ever see in the future, back when they first introduced Crowley, when they first introduced him, not when they first introduced him, but when he first became the King of Hell, did you ever see him working hand in hand with the Winchesters in a team free will capacity the way he had been? I mean, that was epic. Do you see Rowena leaning that way too now? Because I can see that. I can see that happening. And there's a great conversation going on in the chat, Linda, here between Jen and Rogue, and they're talking about, okay, well, Jen brought up the point that Rowena is not taking responsibility for what happened with the darkness, and Rogue is saying, but she should have said, what did Sam unleash, not what did Dean unleash? And Jen is saying, but she'd see it as the mark was on Dean, so it's Dean's fault. Okay, Rogue saying hooking up with Metatron, stealing his grace, and the demon tablet. Are you dissing Cass? Yeah, Cass has judgment issues, but Rowena would hook up with Sam. Do you think so? I could totally see that. No way. Oh my God. So what would you call that pairing? Sowena? Samina, or Rosam, no. Samina. Oh my God. That would be frigging fucking, I would pay for that. I would pay to watch that. That was so cool. And Jen saying she thinks that Rowena would team up with Team Free Will for as long as it's beneficial to her. Yeah, that's the kind of person that she strikes me as. She doesn't strike me as being, I mean, yeah, she's a witch, but, you know, as we all know, hopefully, as we all know, you know, witches are not evil. You know, if there's someone that's misusing what's, you know, been trusted to them, that's not because they're a witch, it's because they're an evil son of a bitch. Rowena's power hungry. But I see her kind of floating back and forth to, well, you know, I don't think she's on one particular side. She is going to go wherever it suits her best, wherever she can benefit Samina. Yeah. Let the ships sail. There we go. Samina. Oh my God, that is so funny. It is all about herself. And it's so funny because Ruth Connell is so opposite. So to play somebody like that takes a lot of skill. Oh, Jen saying, no, I can't see Sam or Rowena. No way, not my Sammy. No. Oh no. Well, you know, hey, I really, really think something's gonna happen. You got that image in my head now. And Rogue saying, I want to see Theo play young Crowley. You know, that would be really interesting to see. You know, he did, which convention was it? Because he wasn't always in that meat suit. You're right. The actor who plays Theo was in a convention a couple of conventions ago. I want to say Minnesota. I could be wrong. And he was amazing. He's a really talented guy. He can sing, and we've seen what he could do, you know, as far as, you know, on the TV show. So it'd be really cool to see if they pull that off somehow. And Rogue is saying to Jen that Rowena would roofie Sam. And Jen's a total Sam girl. That's funny. I'm a total Dean girl, but I'm still rooting for, you know, Sam and Rowena. Oh my God, this is really funny. All right, let's go back to the inconsistencies. Does anybody else have any thoughts on, you know, well, why did they mention this, but they didn't mention that, or they never made any further references? Well, let's go back to All Hell Breaks Loose. Or actually, I have another question, not related to All Hell Breaks Loose. All right, so we know Alistair and we know Azazel and other demons, right? And they have demon names. Why do Ruby and Meg take the names of their vessels and keep that name from vessel to vessel? Does anybody have any theories on that, or was that ever explained? These are, and again, for anybody watching, whether you're watching live or if you're watching this in a recorded video, this is not me nitpicking on the show. These are just genuine questions that I have. I have the utmost respect for the writers and the cast and the crew of the show. Trust me on that. These are just questions that I had, and I was wondering if anybody else had the same questions, or they can say, Jody, you're an ass. Don't you remember? They explain it here, because I have Swiss cheese brains. So I'm lucky I can remember what I ate for breakfast, aside from some pain meds. I'm not pain meds, cold meds. I didn't just say I ate pain meds for breakfast, did I? So just know where I'm coming from. I'm not a nitpicky hater. Oh my God, look at them. They fucked up, or they started this and now they're saying that. Let me just try to get my brain straight. And there's still a fight going on, a very friendly fight going on in the chat room between Jen and Rogue, fighting over Sam. They've now decided that they're going to take him on opposite weeks. So I'm glad that you girls have settled that. And that just leaves Dean for me. I'm going to die for saying that. But anyway, so if anybody has any suggestions as to why Ruby and Meg take the names of their vessels and never, you know, even though they change vessels, you know, they don't go back to, I don't know, because Azazel obviously is Azazel, and Alistair is Alistair, and he even made a reference to his vessel saying, oh, I forgot I'm wearing a pediatrician, that's why you don't recognize me, right? So why is it that the women, you know, retain their vessel's name even though they're using different vessels? Okay, so Jen is saying they never explained the names, but I kind of assumed it was a power thing. All the demons with their own names are the higher ups. That could be. That's interesting to think about that because, yeah, I mean, Alistair was high man on the totem pole, right? And Azazel obviously was. Rogue is saying, because there are at least 2 of me and the other loves Cass and Crowley. Okay, that has nothing to do with what I was just asking. Rogue's still dividing herself into clones so that she has enough of herself to go around for Cass and Crowley and Sam. And I hope that works out. Okay, so does anybody else have anything that they've ever wanted to ask that they noticed? Well, how come they don't do this, or how come they said this but do that? And it'd be really cool to talk about that. Okay, so Carrie is saying, that's a good question, Jody. Maybe because Meg and Ruby are lower demons and Aleister Crowley, etc., are a higher level. And that's consistent with what Jen was saying, too. So the Winchesters would know them, is something Rogue said. And Jen wrote that she's read outside of Supernatural that a demon's name holds power. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it seems to be that you guys are all coming up with pretty much the same answer, that depending on where you are in hell as far as power is concerned, that's when you get your demon name. The demon's name holds power. So that's really cool. Okay, I never thought of that. So that's interesting, and I'd like to really know if that's where the writers were going with it. Or, you know, we could approach them with it and they'd say, yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. Yeah, I'm so glad you caught on to that. And then they'll turn around and go, what the fuck? Thank God there's a way of explaining that. But, so the more powerful the demon, the more powerful, the more power their name would hold. Okay, that makes sense. So like using them in a spell, for example, depending on what demon you use, depends on how powerful their spell would be and all that stuff. That's cool. Okay. Well, see, that's why I love having these conversations. That's why I'm so excited that you guys are participating, because I honestly had no clue. I feel enlightened. So you guys come up with some questions. Let me see. Okay, well, okay, so going back to All Hell Breaks Loose again, because I'm kind of stuck on that one. I don't remember what Sam called it, but Sam specifically said a type of demon that takes the form of a little girl. There was a name for it. And that's the only time I heard anybody on the show make a reference to different types of demons, like by a name. I forgot what he called them, but you know, for example, it's like there are different types of hauntings. You know, there's a poltergeist versus, you know, a residual haunting versus, you know, an active haunting versus this versus that. So like there were different categories, and Sam was talking about a specific category of demon, and that was never spoken about either. God has a serious continuity problem in Supernatural. Yes. Oh, Christo. Yes. Okay. So what about in the episode where the boys are on a plane trying to prevent it from crashing, and they were trying to figure out which person on the plane was actually possessed? You know, Dean was walking around saying Christo. That was the first and last time they ever did that. They never made a reference to Christo after that. Thoughts? God has a serious continuity problem in Supernatural. Is it a Sherry? Is that how you pronounce it, Jen? A Sherry or a Carrie? I think it's a Sherry. But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. So Rogue, why don't you go into what you think are the continuity problems with God and Supernatural? That's really interesting because, yeah, there's a lot. Reapers, even the Reapers. Okay, so in is it called Faith, the episode where Dean is taken to a faith healer, and what they find is that he's not healing anyone. His wife had harnessed a Reaper, and in the person's place, the person that was being healed, in their place, someone else dies. A cheery. Thank you. Thank you for the phonetic spelling there. I appreciate that. You know, and even in the episode where Cass, Joe, Ellen, and the boys are, you know, they're Cass sees Reapers, and he says that they only appear when there's about to be like a mass destruction, and all the Reapers look like, you know, the prunish men in suits, the way that the Reaper looked in the episode of Faith. But when Dean was in the hospital with Tessa, you know, and they never made the connection that until season 10 or season 9 rather, that Reapers were actually a form of angel. That I didn't make that connection. Did anybody else have that issue too? And Jen saying, I want to know how it came to be canon that Chuck was really God. I don't think it became canon. I don't remember anybody declaring, you know, in the show, hey, Chuck is God. Chuck himself had said it before he realized he was a prophet. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. I think a lot of fans believe he was God. But I personally don't. I think he was a prophet, and how they brought him back, well, it's supernatural. They bring everybody and their mother back. It just happens. Because the last scene in Swan Song is not really said, he just disappeared. However, Cass explained, because I think one of the boys, either was Sam or Dean, they questioned, well, I thought that the next prophet can only, you know, become aware once, you know, like how come Kevin's a prophet now? And Cass said, well, that means that Chuck must have died. Yeah, Rogue doesn't think Chuck's God either. And Tessa's saying, Jen is saying that Tessa said she can make Dean see anything she wanted, which is true, but why did Tessa keep her form then when she was about to blow herself up for Cass? I mean, would she even care at that point? You know what I mean? I don't know. And Carrie is saying that she thinks it's because Chuck's character is a representation of Eric Kripke, the creator of Supernatural. That's interesting. And Rogue is saying that she thinks Chuck is the new scribe of God. And that's cool. That's a very cool thought, too. I like that. I see. That's why I love having these conversations. I'm so excited by you guys participating in this. This is really great. And Rogue had said that William Shatner's gunning for a guest role as God. Could you fucking imagine? You know, he already thinks he is. He wouldn't be acting. He wouldn't be acting. Oh, if they could pull that off, if they could get Bill fucking Shatner as God on Supernatural, could you imagine the ratings on the show, as if they needed help with the ratings anyway? Oh my God, that is epic. I love that idea. So I have a couple open questions. Oh, Jen's saying, okay, now I want Chuck to come back. Oh, we all do. We all do. So, okay, so let's talk about, you know, Reapers. I really want to talk about Reapers. And when did you guys realize that Reapers were actually a form of angel? I mean, for me, it wasn't until season 9 when all the angels were blowing themselves up in the name of Castiel, supposedly, but Metatron had orchestrated all of that. Does anybody else have any, like, moments like that? Like, well, they kind of just slid that in there. And I would love to see Chuck come back too. I love him. He was such a vulnerable, realistic person, you know? Oh my God. I didn't think I'd be able to get through. It's half an hour and I haven't sneezed. Ah! This is good. I just jinxed myself totally. You can see my nose matches my hair. And this is with makeup on too, by the way. I feel like such, oh my God. And so my kids were really concerned about my cold. And they were like staring at my face after I sneezed. I said, "What are you looking at?" And they said, "We wanted to see if snots came through your nose ring." Like, no, it's kind of plugging it in there. Yeah. Okay, Carrie is saying William Shatner is Crowley's dad or mentor. I can see that too. I can totally see William Shatner is the devil. Fucking crazy, but Mark Pellegrino already cornered that market. But as Crowley's dad, you mean like before he died and became a demon? That would be interesting because, well, we don't know who Crowley's dad really was. According to Rowena, she was in an orgy when he was conceived. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But oh my God, they so need to do that. They so need to get him on that show in any capacity at all. I'm really looking forward to the new season, and I cannot believe in less than 1 week it'll be on the air. I remember looking at the countdown on the Supernatural app, and it was like almost 200 days, and oh God. And now it's just a matter of today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The day before I land in Toronto, going to DallasCon next week. Hopefully I will be completely recovered by then. What is this? I have things all over my husband's desk. I don't know what this is. Rogue saying 3 men and a baby or Mamma Mia. Oh God. 3 men and a baby. Oh my God. Mamma Mia. So wait, I'm trying to get context around that. And I can't. But that's okay. What I'm going to do is, if you guys have any more questions that you want to talk about, throw them in there now. And what I'm going to do is I have my trivia question up over on the other monitor. So let me try to figure out what the hell I did. And there, no. Oh no. Okay. I thought my trivia question was what someone already answered already. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't have another trivia question ready. Okay. For Crowley's dad. Let me see. Rogue saying she's making a big pot of chili. Awesome. And then Jen saying, the day before my birthday, Supernatural is giving me an early present. Oh, your birthday's next Thursday. So a week from today, happy early birthday. Oh, you're making a big pot of chili for Crowley's dad. Okay. Okay, so Jen saying, if reapers are angels, what is death? Well, see, that's the thing, right? Because didn't they make a reference in that episode where Tessa, goes to kill herself? Well, she does eventually kill herself. That the reaper, that she was an angel, so that's what really blew my mind. So what is death then? Okay, so I'm going to throw the trivia question out there. And anyone who has not won anything from me in the past 8 weeks is allowed to play. The death is an angel / horseman, you're right. Okay, so the prize is a $50 gift certificate to my shop that may be used on any of my jewelry except for any fundraising pieces. Those I cannot give away for obvious reasons. It's a charity and I need to donate the money. And it doesn't apply to the bottles either, but all of the other jewelry in there, I have Supernatural jewelry in there, I have Walking Dead jewelry in there, And I have just some standalone pieces that I think are really cool that I've done that are in there too that are not related to anything. But they're pretty, I think. Some of the pieces in my shop have actually been exhibited in galleries before I moved down south. They've been shown in galleries in Hoboken and in Jersey City, and I'm really proud of them. Rogue, you cannot win because I believe you won last week or the week before, if I'm not mistaken. But anybody else out there, even if you're not participating in the chat window right now, but you're watching live, you have a chance to win. Okay, so the question is, we're going to go back to All Hell's Loose because I've got All Hell's Loose on the brain. There were a bunch of psychic children, so to speak, that Azazel had cultivated. And they were all trapped in that ghost town. And there was a woman named Lily who was among them. Can anybody remember what Lily's power was? Everybody kind of had different things. I mean, Sam had the same ability as what's her face? I just watched it this morning. I can't even remember the fucking name. Yes, you did win the kindness piece, Rogue, and I still have to debut it. I have not yet debuted it, and I still have to debut it and then send it to you. Thank you for reminding me, the kindness catchphrase contest winner. So you still don't qualify for this because you did win something from me. So it has to be out there for everybody else to have a chance. What was the power that Lily possessed in All Hell Breaks Loose? Ooh, I know. Jen, when was the last time you won anything from me? Yeah. I don't remember when the last time it was you won something. So I'm going to rely on people and their honesty to tell me when they've won something because I'm fried. I'm like, all I could think of is NyQuil. A shot of NyQuil is waiting for me. The question, what was the power that Lily possessed in All Hell Breaks Loose? It's all good. You know I love you, Rogue, right? What you won is great, and I'm really excited about the kindness catchphrase because it's something that you're going to get, and it's also something that I'm going to be putting in my shop, and I'm also going to be donating a portion of those proceeds to Write Love on Her Arms, which I also established a fundraiser page for, by the way. If what you can do, the chat room does not let me put links in there, but if you go to the website to Write Love on Her Arms, and if you do a search for me in some way, shape, or form, you will see my fundraiser page where you can see how much money I've raised so far. I have not yet donated the $100 that I earned over this past weekend from that gentleman who ordered a bunch of bracelets. That's going to happen in the next day or two. So then the total will be $2,100, and then hopefully with the kindness catchphrase piece that will bring in some more, and that's an ongoing thing that's never ending. I'm never going to stop the Always Keep Fighting campaign. That is something that, as long as it's just going to always be out there, even if no one buys it for like a year, it's still going to be in my shop waiting to be bought because every penny counts to help someone. Okay, so Jen, you did win something a couple of weeks ago. Just had to say you knew it. Okay. All right. Oh, you're reading the book right now, Rogue? Very cool. Okay. So I am going to give you guys 5 more minutes to come up with the answer to, in the episode All Hell Breaks Loose, what power did Lily possess in that episode? So it's now 7:39 my time. So at 7:44, I will either be giving away the gift certificate or divulging the answer and just holding on to the gift certificate for next week. I'm about to sneeze, and I'm trying so fucking hard not to, because I'm telling you, it's bad enough that when I get up and leave this room, I have to Lysol the shit out of everything in here. My husband loves like weather that's like 90 plus degrees, so he covered the vent in this room so there's no air coming into this room, no air circulating. Here come the tissues. Okay. And excuse me. So it's hot as hell in here. There's no air circulating, and I am Typhoid Mary all over his keyboard, all over his laptop, all over his monitor, all over everything. Rogue saying, hey, good night. All my pancakes are done. Time for season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Good night, Rogue. It was cool hanging out with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I do promise you, within days, you will see at least what your piece looks like before I ship it out. And I'm going to be debuting it on Twitter and on Instagram and Tumblr and Facebook and every other piece of social media I could whore myself out on. We have 4 minutes left before I spill the beans. So if you have not won anything from me in the past 8 weeks, you are able to participate in the contest. The question is, what was the power that Lily possessed in the episode All Hell Breaks Loose? And speaking of hell breaking loose, here's Raven.
You said nothing.
I said a bad word. I'm about to sneeze all over Papa's keyboard. What do you think about that? Yeah.
But Jaden uses it now.
I know, Jaden uses it too. So did you think that when I sneezed that I was going to have snot come out of my nose ring? Yeah.
Because it's falling out.
Well, yeah, sometimes I have to keep adjusting it because, yeah, it's different because, like, if it's a hoop, you know, it's just there. But when it's a stud like this, the inside is like this and then bent, so you kind of have to keep, like, shoving your finger up your nose and moving it around if you're blowing your nose all day.
Hey, Mom.
I've spent a lot of the day with my finger up my nose. What?
What time is your show over?
What time's my show over? It's going to be over in like 3 minutes.
Okay, good. What?
Holy shit.
You sent to the show.
Raven, you haven't heard half of what I said while you were taking your shower.
You did? Without permission?
Now, everybody out there can vouch for me. Do I have a potty mouth, or was I well behaved today? Was I a good girl today, or did I have a potty mouth?
Potty mouth.
Yeah, I probably had a potty mouth.
But what's that even mean?
Potty mouth? It means that I was saying a lot of bad words.
Really?
We are about 2 minutes away from finding out if someone knows the answer to Raven. It says, oh, Raven doesn't love us anymore. Do you love them?
Yeah.
Tell them. Raven, come here. Oh, no, Raven, they're teasing you. Raven's very sensitive, and Raven, they were just teasing you because you wanted the show to be over. Come here. They're just teasing you, sweetie. Aw, Jen called you an angel. You're an angel. Come here. Come here. Come here. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Oh, she's just a little tired. That's all. No, Raven, everybody loves you. Welcome to live streaming. Oh, Jen, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Raven, tell Jen it's okay. She's so worried.
It's okay.
Yeah. Because you were saying, when is your show over? So everybody thought you wanted them to go. But that's not what you meant, right? No. Right. You okay? Yeah? Aw, Carrie said we love you, Raven. Oh, Jen's sorry. It's okay, Jen. It's okay. It's okay. Rave, you want me to try to get snot to pop out through my ear, my nose ring? I'm not gonna do that. Jen, you were so fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Misunderstanding. If this is called a misunderstanding, right? It's totally fine. Everybody loves you. Jen loves you. Right? Say hi, Jen. Say hi to Jen.
Hi.
Smiles. Smiles. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, it looks like it's time for me to divulge the answer to the question. The answer is, in the episode All Hell Breaks Loose, Lily was one of the chosen children that Azazel had handpicked, and her power was anyone she touched died. So she's kind of like Rogue in a way, which is really cool. She's my favorite X-Men character. So I'm sorry nobody won. Raven, you okay? Can you turn around? Turn around. You big mush mush. That means that you're sensitive, and there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. But you have to know if someone says they were teasing it, they were teasing, and there was nothing mean about it. Okay? Okay. Here, I have plenty of tissues. Here. Oh, Jen, you're going to be there in Chicago? She's going to see you in Chicago, and she's going to give you the biggest hug, she said. Come here. Let her see that beautiful smile you just gave me. Oh. Come here. See, she's fine. I'm going to have to give her the biggest hug in Chicago. We would love that. So you make sure you come see us because we both need to hug you, right? Yeah. You gonna smile now? So I'm sorry nobody got a chance to win tonight, but I really loved the conversation that we had. And if you can think of any other, inconsistencies or questions or anything about the storylines, I'd love to talk to you about that because that's how that's how I get my brain working. And I'd really love to hear your feedback on it. So after this video uploads into my YouTube channel, in the comments section, please feel free to comment away, or even contact me on Twitter. I'm at Eldwin, or Facebook, or Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, and everything else. There's a smile, see? Okay, well, thank you all for watching tonight. I had a really great time chatting with y'all, and I look forward to everybody who's going to ShyCon, meeting them. And if you're going to TorCon next week, come stop by and say hi. I'll see you there too. So with that, I'm about to go get a hit of NyQuil, watch some TV, and pass out. Good night. Say good night, Rave.
Bye.
Bye.